Hey astronauts, welcome to the Digital Galaxy Podcast, and I'm your pilot Paul. Welcome to the second Warpspeed episode. The information in this episode comes from Forbes and Business Insider. So the social media app Parler has returned to the Apple Store, but of course with some changes. On Apple devices, any posts that are identified as hate speech will not be visible. According to Business Insider, quote, that means that posts identified as participating in hate speech will be removed from Apple devices, while the same posts labeled as hate will still be visible on Parler's website, end quote. The company's chief policy officer, Amy Peikoff, said that it will be, quote, Parler Lite or Parler PG, end quote. This is a big deal because the app has been deplatformed since January in the wake of the Capitol insurrection. According to Forbes magazine, quote, Parler has and will always be a place where people can engage in free exchange of ideas in the full spirit of the First Amendment, end quote. Interim Parler CEO Mark Meckler said that in a statement about the app's release. He continues with, quote, the entire Parler team has worked hard to address Apple's concerns without compromising our core mission, end quote. However, Android devices have had access to the app for a few months since they can actually sideload the app and bypass the Google Store completely. So the Parler app that is available on Android is a full version, kind of like the website is, and it has no restrictions on speech, hate, or free. So this week, Apple has been walking a fine line between balancing the desires for App Store content and concerns about censorship. So that's going to wrap up our Warp Speed episode for today. Thanks for coming along. Please stick around to hear a message from our sponsor, Anchor.fm. Also, don't forget to follow our channels on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. You can also find this episode in the written form on our website, digitalgalaxypodcast.com. This episode was created by Claro, a social media app where you are in charge of your data and community. Check it out at claro.app. Thanks for coming along on our journey, and we'll see you in the next one. Digital Galaxy Podcast runs on Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First of all, it's free. Second, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.